Kaitlan Collins learned early how dangerous public attention can become. Welcome to the channel Star Spotlight. For millions of viewers, Kaitlan Collins appears composed almost every night. Calm voice, careful posture, the kind of confidence television rewards. But people have become just as fascinated with the life surrounding her as the reporting itself, especially the quiet mystery of the man believed to be closest to her. And strangely, that curiosity says more about modern fame than it does about romance. Collins never built her reputation around glamour or celebrity culture. She came from a small town in Alabama, entered journalism young, and climbed into one of the most unforgiving spaces in media. Washington can make people famous very quickly. It can also make them deeply isolated. That tension has followed her for years. Viewers see polished interviews and political headlines, yet the private version of her life remains unusually protected. In an era where almost every public figure turns relationships into content, Kaitlan Collins moved in the opposite direction. Quiet dinners, rare appearances, careful distance from public speculation. Naturally, the internet filled the silence on its own. The attention surrounding her rumored partner was never really about appearance. It became another example of how audiences struggle to separate a public image from a real human being. People projected stories onto her. Confidence became arrogance to some viewers. Privacy became secrecy. Even her success seemed to make certain critics uncomfortable. And through all of it, she kept showing up to work. There's something quietly exhausting about living under constant observation, especially for women in television. Every expression gets analyzed. Every photograph becomes a discussion. Even happiness can look suspicious once fame enters the room. Friends and colleagues have often described Collins as intensely focused, ambitious, and emotionally guarded. Not cold, just careful. The kind of carefulness people develop after learning that visibility always comes with a price. That may explain why her personal relationships feel so protected now. Because underneath the headlines and social media obsession is someone still trying to preserve a normal life. Someone who likely understands that love becomes fragile once millions of strangers feel entitled to it. And maybe that's the part many viewers eventually begin to understand. The real story was never about who Kaitlan Collins was dating. It was about the loneliness that can quietly grow around public success. The strange experience of becoming recognizable everywhere while remaining personally unknown almost everywhere. Fame creates attention. It rarely creates peace. Still, Collins continues forward with the same controlled composure people first noticed years ago. Older now, more experienced, probably more cautious too. Yet there's resilience in that restraint. A reminder that not every public figure wants to surrender every private piece of themselves just to satisfy curiosity. Sometimes protecting your personal life is the only way to keep part of your identity intact. And perhaps that's why so many people remain fascinated by her. Not because she reveals everything, but because she refuses to. If this story meant something to you, share your thoughts below. And if you enjoy thoughtful documentaries that look beyond celebrity headlines, consider liking the video and subscribing to Star Spotlight for more stories told with honesty, warmth, and respect.